Hello everyone, Noto Addiction speaking here, and in today's video we're going to discuss gambling addiction, how to get out of the cycle of losing money and chasing losses. If you're new here or you already been here, go on and click that like button, go on and comment, go on and subscribe, and click that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I make new content. And without further ado, let's go on and get into this topic. So I recently seen some comments from from over here on this page, and it's this guy that really needs help and he keeps losing his money. So I want to go ahead and read the comment, and I'm going to have it pop up for you guys here. Both of the comments he's put. His name is Zaza Bibo, and he says, "I'm 28 and need help ASAP. I lost like 20K in 2 months. I don't know how to quit. My addiction is online slots, and it's keep coming up everywhere, and new sites keep coming, ads and commercial. How do I do? I get $100 weekly, and I play with it every week. If I win big, I just keep playing till zero. Like I can't stop. I just want more and more." And Zaza Bibo, hopefully I'm saying that right. If I butchered it, please, I apologize. But to be honest with you, I was in that same boat. I was definitely in that same boat. Like it's been a lot of times, and I've had, like you say, you use $100 weekly, and you feel like you just can't stop. And yours was the online slots, mine with the tables, and I went there in person to play the tables. But I already covered the online gaming and why that's going to be very detrimental. So you can watch the last video I made if you want to watch if you want a little more insight on that. But yeah, I used to go and play the tables, but I was never satisfied. You see what I mean? I was never satisfied as well. I couldn't stop either. I had my designated $160 that I would play every week as well, every time I got paid. And I felt like if I came up and if I didn't, I'll just leave it at that. But to be honest, it was times where I would come up and I made like 3 or 4 or 5 times that, and still end up playing all of it back. And you just can't control yourself. And then I got to the point where I would get so mad that I lost all the money that I could have left with when I tripled, and when I tripled the amount that I came in with, tripled and quadrupled, probably quintupled the amount that I went in with. I would begin to draw into my account. So it went from $160 and end up being at $500 by the end of the night of my own money, not the winning money. I already lost all the winning money. So you lost all the winning money. I lose all the winning money, and then I get mad and I start still dip in trying to chase those losses. You see what I'm saying? So you start losing money and you start chasing your losses. That's when it gets way bad. I'm not sure if you're doing that at this point in time, but it seems like you're losing just the money that you won and not dipping in even further than the 100 that you're already using. But at the end of the day, that's not the point, because he's saying that in his other text that you said before, that he has another one by Zaza Bibo. He says, "I won 1,000 euros 2 days ago in €1 spin. Then I lost it in seconds. I didn't even get bonuses after it. It's all rigged, so you want to play more. I still think about it, and I'm angry and depressed." And the thing about it is, this is what it does to you. You see what I'm saying? It never be the playing itself. It never just be the money by itself. It's how it makes you feel when you lose the money. Because if you lost the money and nothing happened and you didn't feel anything, you didn't have any effect, you didn't have any consequences or anything like that, then it wouldn't be a problem. You see what I mean? But the problem is the psychological effect it has on you. It's making you feel angry and it's making you feel depressed every time you're thinking about it. And it's how I felt riding home in the back of my mom's car all the time. Mad, 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 mad that I done lost so much money and lost way more money than I was supposed to go into it. Like at one time, I lost my overtime paycheck. That's the one that I even to this day, even though I'm free from gambling, from the shackles of gambling, but still thinking about that to this day, it still bothers me till this day. It definitely does, because that was the horrible thing. I worked really really hard that week. I was like busting 16-hour shifts that day. I mean every day that shift. I mean every day of the week of that shift and that pay period, and I got a big fat check and end up betting all of it that night. That night in a couple of hours. I'm talking about hours and hours of working, hours and hours of working. That's how bad I had it. How bad at my entire check. It wasn't just the little bit of overtime. I felt like I had expendable income, but you don't think that you have much more money. You don't know how you don't see any limitations when you're in that mode. You know what I'm saying? You all the limiters in your mind are gone. And the thing is, you're gonna have some type of sense of conviction in your mind, and to say that, oh, this is wrong, man. Now it's not going to be easy because this is really just a psychological thing. And I know it's easy for me to say that from the outside looking in because I've overcome it, but that's really what it is. And it's not what you're going to hear, what you're going to really want to hear. I know it might sound cliche, but that's really what it is. You're going to have to get into your mind and be like, okay, this isn't what it is. You're going to have to get tired of feeling like that. Think about how if every time you want to go and make a bet, think about how that last bet made you feel. Now, if it's not strong enough, you're gonna still go and find a reason and lie to yourself and be like, okay, well, it wasn't so bad. Maybe it was just a bad day. And you're just gonna go back into it and play again and then end up getting another feeling. So maybe it's gonna have to be a bet that hits you so hard to the point where you just really like, man, I don't never want this to happen again. Until you get that feeling that you never want it to happen again, it's gonna keep happening again. Cause at this point, we're the type we're too, since we was in the same boat and I can kind of relate to how you were saying, we was the type that had to really bump our heads until I was the type that had to really bump my head plenty of times until I like really got it in me that I never wanted this to happen again. And the way that you're going, it's seeming like you're gonna have to bump your head hard enough to the point you're just getting tired of it. And that moment in time, it might not even happen that first time. It might be gaps between it. It might be like, okay, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of this. Quit for 2 months, start again. Maybe be tired of it again. It might be quit for 4 or 5 months, and then it might have to be like that. And that's reality. I'm not going to tell you a lie and say, oh, it's going to happen in one day, it'll happen in one night. But the more days you get in of not doing it, it'll reassure you that you able to do it. Because sometimes you have to give yourself reassurance that I can do this. You know what I mean? Maybe even if it's just only 2 weeks, you can be like, go look back at it like, I survived for those 2 weeks. Those 2 weeks wasn't so bad. And then you'll end up going for 3, 4, a month, and then the 2 months. Whatever way will be more comfortable for you. What other way that'll be um more conducive to you getting rid of this habit is the way to go about it. Because I'm not going to say this is one trick pony or you just put it down and it's never going to happen again. You're never going to think about it again, because I know that's a lie. I know for a fact how many times I tried to put it down. I put it down for one day. I was going by the days and I was still going back in and chasing the wins and losses. So I know how it is. So I'm not going to tell you a lie. But what I say is to be able to get out of that cycle is you're going to have to keep quitting until you really, really get tired of it. Because especially for us that got it bad, it's not as simple as just stopping. You see what I'm saying? It's not as simple as just, oh, I'm just going to cut it off and I'm not going to go. We have investments in this, and yours is online slots, so you probably spend a lot of your time. You ain't even really got to go anywhere. So if you playing online, that's even, I ain't gonna say it's even worse, but it can make it worse because you don't have to go anywhere to do it. It's effortless for you. You can just look on your phone, and on top of being bombarded with all the advertisements, it's a constant. You know what I'm saying? It's a constant reminder of what's out there and the next big thing, the next big win, the next big spin, the next big hit. They're always shoving that in your face. So if you playing online slots, I just say the best thing to do is try to self exclude and just delete all those from your all the accounts that you have. I'll say that'll be the first move. And it's been times where you could probably delete all that stuff and then end up downloading it back. But just understand that I'm only just trying to look at all the scenarios that could happen, because I like to look at everything that could possibly happen in this situation. You could quit for a week and end up downloading them all back, but at least you had a week of winning. Look at that. Look, you have a week of staying away from it. So see, that might be something that you might need to do. Maybe you might need to quit for 3 weeks, and then you might end up going back, or you might end up staying off. But you never know. It's really, really rare for you to actually stay off, especially the first couple times, especially you having it bad like we are. But I'm just trying to keep it, and I know I'm kind of going off, and stuttering a bit over my words a little bit, because I'm trying to just think of things, because the way I was thinking and the way I did it, it was just like this. I had to do it in increments. You see what I'm saying? I couldn't do it just straight on in cold turkey. I had to do it in a process. I had times where I had to do it and I had to do it in brackets. I had to do it in spaces and in times. I had to do it gradually. So maybe you might not be able to quit right then and there, but make moves towards it. So any little moves you make toward actually quitting and actually getting out of this situation, the better it'll be. So it's even best, even if you don't quit today, but you make a move to like cut one of the games off, cut something off, or you spend way less time playing them or something. That counts. Don't look at everything as a failure. And even if you quit for 2 weeks and you get back, don't look at everything as a failure, because that still gives your mind reassurance that I've quit that for those 2 weeks and I'm able to do this and I can go even longer if I want to. Even if you still play for the next 4 weeks or for the next 2 months, but you'll still have in the back of your head that I need to still stop this. And it's gonna come a time again because since it's rigged, like you say, you're gonna have that big loss again, and you're gonna end up back in that depressive dump like you've been in. You see what I'm saying? Like, I've been in that depressive dump a lot of times. A lot of times. A lot of nights I went home depressed and down, feeling all kinds of ways, wanting to end it all, wanting to this give up and all that. I felt all those really dark times. So I know how it feels. Trust me, I know how it feels. And for everybody else out there that might be struggling with this, maybe it's not just online games. Maybe it's just a casino period. Maybe it's just gambling period. It's if you got it bad, I'm saying because there's levels to this. Because if you got it real bad to the point where you're always playing and you playing to zero, you're gonna have to bump your head a couple times. It's gonna have to be that loss that's gonna have to end it all for you. You're gonna have to get like real tired of it. If you one of them ones that can just go in there and you ain't really into it like that, you just there because somebody else drug you there or something like that. You're not really a struggling addict like that. Well, you're more possible. You're more. I'm put like this: you're not gonna have as much trouble as a person that's got it bad like we did. That's playing a zero, dipping into our accounts, and playing way extra money, and going there and play with 160 and win 2,000, play the whole 2,000 back, and then going and dipping into your account and getting 300 and 400, 500 more. If you're not one of them type, then I don't think that you're gonna have a bad time actually quitting because you don't have it that bad. I'm not saying that you wouldn't be affected, but if you don't have it that bad, your stress level isn't as high as us because we're stressing. We're dipping into the money, and then the money that we're using is causing us to be depressed and angry at ourselves. You see what I mean? So hopefully this helped you out, and I'm definitely going to keep making videos about gambling and different additions as well, because this is definitely just an addiction channel. It's not just a gambling channel like I told you guys before, but since there's like a big need for this, and I see that people are actually reaching out and actually need help, and these are the types of videos that I looked at when I was struggling with my gambling addiction and I really wanted to get rid of this monkey on my back. This is what helped people. So if this is what you asked for, this is what I'm going to provide. And hey, just know, guys, that you're not in this alone. We're going to fight with this together. We're going to start doing live streams and start actually talking about it. Might even bring you on to the panel, and we can actually talk about things like that as well. So that's definitely coming soon. And yeah. So everyone, if you want to join the content, go on to click that like button, go on to comment, go on to subscribe, click that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I drop a video. And we all in this together. And remember, a gambler never wins until they quit. I'm out. I'm all out of favors. Don't ask for nothing, had enough. They driving me crazy. And all I did was show them love. They turning to haters. As soon as I would tell them no, don't ask for nothing, had enough. And all I did was show them love. I did so much stuff for some people, they came up and now they never will admit it. They took all advantage of me.